What's going on, everybody? It's Dan here, back in the Moonshine talking. Welcome aboard. How you doing? How's everything going? Hope it's all well. As far as what's going on with me, we got a hurricane coming to Florida. We'll see how that goes. I'm not supposed to be here for it, but I'll see. It's supposed to leave town the day it's supposed to hit, so we'll see how that works out. Yeah, and then other than that, as far as other sort of news and notes and notable things, if you weren't aware or were interested or what have you, I recently did a live stream with Scott from No Solution. It was on his channel, and we did it with Trevor from Fumes of Hatred, both of whom have excellent channels. They both have very good taste in music, and they like wrestling, and that's kind of how we connected through this whole YouTube thing, and got talking with them, and we've been talking about getting together to do a live stream, primarily focused on wrestling for a while, and finally it came together. We had to do it real late, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Saturday night after I got off of work, and after Scott got off of work, and yeah, it was fun. We had a plan, and the plans kind of we had all sorts of topics we were going to discuss, and we just kind of went into just having a discussion, and it was cool, even if there was no format to it or anything. But it was a good hang. If you feel like checking it out, if you're interested in wrestling or just people talking about wrestling and kind of mixing a couple of things here and there, then yeah, it was cool. It'd be fun to check out for you, an interesting discussion. We're probably going to do another one in the future and actually get to some of the topics that we wanted to discuss. And yeah, and that was cool. And then also, I got a message from Vincent Crowley, from the Vincent Crowley band, and he let everybody know. I'm sure a lot of people heard about this already, but in 2025 through 2026, Asheron's getting back together, and they're doing a special live set, which will be a combination of Rites of the Black Mass and Anti God, Anti Christ songs off both those albums. They're doing a limited amount of bookings, and yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, Vince seemed really excited about it, and all the people he told was really excited about it. Uh, I imagine they'll probably come to Florida at some point, which would be cool. Get to see him and hang out with him. And yeah, and that's pretty much it as far as news and notes. Asheron getting back together. Oh no, that's not all. I'm an idiot. Also, besides Asheron getting back together, hurricane rolling through the area. The live stream I did on Scott's channel. I'm sure you all know, but Morton Red just released their album that's coming out on Goat Throne Records. It's available now. You can go to Goat Throne Records and pick it up. It's called Eat Pussy for Satan. And they did a live stream also on Saturday where they debuted a music video, played a couple tracks off the album. It sounds good. I'm gonna pick it up as soon as I can, and I suggest everyone else do the same. So yeah, that's my news and notes as far as stuff goes in that capacity. So as always, you're probably asking, what am I here for today? Well, we're doing an album review. Today, we are doing the brand new Bewitcher album that just came out, Spell Shock. It's actually supposed to be released Friday. I pre-ordered it and got my copy early, I guess. So it was real cool. I've been spinning it the past couple days, and it's killer. If you're not familiar, Bewitcher is a speed thrash band from Portland, Oregon, I believe, is where they're from, or around the Oregon, around Portland, around that area. They're from Oregon, and they're killer. They're a really good band. First time I saw them was with they were opening for Cavalera, and they did a really good job. Kind of blew me away with their whole their sound and their look and just everything. They're real good live. Then I started checking out their stuff and was really impressed with the self-titled and Under the Witching Cross is a killer album. This one's a follow up. This one's a follow up to uh, Cursed Be Thy Kingdom, which came out in 2021. Uh, it's the same band from that album. Matt and Andy have been together since the beginning, and they've had a new drummer since Cursed Be Thy Kingdom. Eris Wales, I believe his name is. They call him A Hunter, and Andy's A Magus, however you pronounce that, and Matt Mateo von Bewitcher. That he's the guitar and vocalist. But yeah, so this album is it was real good. Notable about it was produced by Lars Fredriksson, which if you're familiar with that name, I I can only imagine there's only so many producers and people with that name who are in the music industry, but that's a guitar player for Rancid. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they got him to produce the album. Uh, so it's 10 tracks. I forget how long it is, but if you're not familiar with their sound, it's kind of like if you were to mix Judas Priest, Motorhead, a little bit of Venom, some early Metallica, shake it all into a blender, and that's pretty much that's the Bewitcher sound. They're probably at their best when they shift moods and tones within the songs. Like they'll go from really like just very fast, aggressive, straightforward riffs and bashing on the drums and stuff like that, and then they'll slow it down a little bit, maybe get into throwing a little like tasteful guitar lead, stuff like that. That's usually where they're at their best. And you get a lot of that on this. Honestly, the first time I heard it, I was like, but I also wasn't paying attention to it. I was worrying because I started listening to the second side. I was like, oh, did they put out a dud? And then with the exception of a couple of songs on this thing's killer. They had a couple songs that they just missed for me. I just couldn't get into them. But as far it starts out real strong with Starfire Maelstrom. That's the first song I heard. I believe that was the first single that they released. It ended even stronger with Ride of the Iron Fox. There's an instrumental right before it, Pagan Shadows, which is really good. It's actually kind of cool. It's the sort of thing that I would expect that they would play as an intro before they go into their sets, and then it leads right into Ride of the Iron Fox, a very killer song. The title track Spell Shock's really good. Out Against the Law is really cool. That's probably the most Motorheadish song on the album. They've also got a video for it, and they got a bunch of guys in the video. They got John from Incantations in it. I believe the guys from Bat are in it as well. Bat and Municipal Waste, and a few other people. I can't remember off the top of my head, but those are some of the names and faces I recall from watching the video the one time. Lavish Desecration's a really good one. Probably my favorite song on the album is the last track on side A, Dystopic Demonolatry. That one is just killer. That was like when I was listening to it the second time, and I was listening to the first two tracks on the second side. I was like, these two are kind of they're missing for me. But then I went through the rest of the thing, and it was pretty good. And that's not to say they're bad songs. They just, I'm sure they'll be somebody's favorite. They weren't really, I don't know. I couldn't get into them as much as I did a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, that dystopic demonolatry, that one's fantastic. It's pretty much, if Bewitcher had a signature sound, that would be what I would expect. That's what it would be. That's what I've come to know and love and expect from them. So it was really good. Overall, I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5 stank faces. That's what it would get. Um, and yeah, it was good. I would recommend it. I'd definitely go pick it up if I were you. It's a good album, and that's my review. They are on tour right now with Skeletal Remains. They're actually going to be here on Saturday. They're going to be in Orlando. But I mentioned this once before. I'll just mention it again. Yeah, I'm supposed to leave town for a few days. So I was going to go see it, but can't. And, just things came up. Got to go home. And hopefully I can go home. Hopefully this hurricane doesn't blow me into the freaking Gulf, which honestly, if I found anything or anyone that could blow me into the Gulf, I'd probably marry them. But then, in fairness, I'd probably be divorced in a couple of years, so that's neither here nor there. But anyhow, um, so yeah, that's that. So Bewitcher, Spell Shock, it's out officially on Friday from Century Media Records. Go pick it up. It's killer. You'll enjoy it if you're into some of the aforementioned bands like Motorhead, Venom, early Metallica, a little bit of Judas Priest style, new wave of British heavy metal. You'll enjoy it, and it's a good one. So yeah, that's my review. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, stay sick, stay heavy, stay brutal. Always tuck your chin upon impact. Don't forget to breathe. Everyone have a good one. Everybody stay safe. Stay safe, especially if you're in the Florida area. Like I know Anthony from Metal Miners, he's up a little bit further than I am. He'll probably get hit by this shit, but hopefully he stays safe and everybody else and all your friends and family, especially if they're here in the Florida area, possibly up into the Carolinas and Georgia and all that, all those various places that tend to get hit by these things. But I think by the time it gets up into the mainland and into the inland, it's going to die off pretty quickly. But around the coast and everything like that, that's when stuff kind of gets a little bit hairy and can get kind of sketchy, as it were. But yeah, that's it. As always, take it easy. Everyone have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.